I've always been a person that likes gum. But the problem with liking gum is that you're cursed with liking gum because the product that you like really doesn't last that long in terms of the flavor. Always seems to disappoint as soon as you start to enjoy it. Seems that I get a piece, and no sooner than I start chewing it, the flavor is just gone. And as a result, I end up jamming multiple sticks of gum in my mouth at the same time, becoming somewhat of a gum deviant, violating that one person, one stick rule. My kids don't even have to ask what happened to all the gum because they know. They know. My affinity for gum meant that the story of fruit stripe gum being discontinued caught my attention when I saw it in the news. My first thought when I saw this news was fruit stripe is still in business. I honestly had no idea that it was still around, given how bad that gum was. When I say bad, I mean really bad. Despite the seductive packaging and the pretty colors, the product itself was another matter, failing to deliver to the promise that was held by that representation on the package. I think folks call that branding. Don't take my word for it. As Gabby Romero notes, fruit stripe is bad. You have a few mediocre chews of artificial fruit flavor before it fades into nothing. Since the 60s, customers have been lured in by the vibrant patterned pieces of gum in a variety of colors. But after only a minute or two, all we're left with is flavorless gum and a temporary zebra tattoo as a consolation prize. I think the most surprising thing from that quote is that it lasted a few minutes. Best thing I could say for it is that it wasn't as bad as the gum that you would get in baseball cards, which would create razor sharp gum shards when it broke apart in your mouth. Such gum was outlawed in prisons because it was being used by prisoners as shivs. Perhaps more memorable than the multicolored gum itself was the colorful zebra mascot, Yipes. I didn't even know the zebra had a name, but there you go. I think Jalissa Castrodale speaks for us all in saying, I'm choosing to hold out hope that Yipes is now living happily in some kind of retirement home for discontinued spokes cartoons. Yipes and Fruit Stripe Gum was only 54 years old. Now, I say only 54 years old because I'm 53. And with being 53, I can also feel the threat of being discontinued looming over me as well. But don't worry about Yipes and Fruit Stripe Gum just yet. As Market Watch notes, there's big money in old school candy. In this article, CEO of iconic candy Kenny Wisen states nostalgia is a real driving force these days, whether it's in music, fashion, or food. This shouldn't be surprising given that nostalgia takes us back to fondly remembered and often fictional past. And that can be a powerfully motivating force in how we perceive the world presently, how we evaluate that world around us, and as a result, the actions we take in that world. And sometimes we take actions today to try to take us back to this largely imagined past. Given that emotionality also can be the enemy of rationality, the stronger the emotions, the bigger the impact. And often that impact is not necessarily a good thing, especially when driven by that emotion. It doesn't mean we shouldn't think about the past fondly or with emotion, but it means that as we're remembering the past and as we're thinking about getting back to the past in some emotional driven way, we also need to be really careful that that emotionality isn't clouding our judgment about what we're trying to pursue. Is the fact that I used to get fruit stripe gum as a child going to motivate me to buy some now before it's gone? Probably not. The gum is a nice memory from the past, but the warm memories of my parents getting it for me are not stronger than the actual experience of tasting it. At the same time, that past and those memories are strong enough that I might dip my toes back into the waters occupied by Yipes, no matter how old and putrid those waters might be. People will do all manner of strange and puzzling things in the pursuit of returning to a past that exists just in their memory, including buying fruit stripe gum again. If I see a pack, I might give it a fitting send-off, which, again, given how long the taste lasts, will only take a couple of seconds. But if you told me that Hostess was discontinuing the apple pie, that would be a tragedy because those things were really good. So, what foods and what treats from your past, from your childhood, would make you sad to see go? And what things have you not had in a really long time that you might go out and try to find if you knew it was going to be gone forever? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you follow, and make sure you stay tuned for all kinds of sociological analysis, insight, and examinations of news, trends, and events. Thanks.